Oh no, turn that off.
How you doing? I just talk to your ladies.
So I would highly suggest doing the Instagram Academy from Shalene Johnson, because I paid for this like probably 3 years ago, and she always is updating relevant information. So once you pay that $99, you have all new relevant information as the Instagram algorithms and all that's changing. So the $99 is like really, really worth it. So I'm going to go into, I have a couple of slides. Stop. They stop. Okay. So I first want to talk about, all right, I'm not going to blow up this screen just because I still want to see you guys. But I want to talk about IG hashtags and niche market. And I'm going to show you, I can do like a screen share from my phone, which is going to stop the video, but I can show you, I'll walk you through with what I do. So today, you can really, what I love so much about Instagram, and I kind of gave up on Instagram actually until about October of last year, when I realized that I was annoyed with Facebook. My warm market was just wiped out, and I was just feeling like I wasn't getting traction on my Facebook as much and stuff like that. And I just was like, okay, you always have to be evolving. You always have to be thinking outside of the box as a coach, right? And so I was like, okay, what can I do? Like, how can I reinvent myself and really like just put myself out there in a different way? And so I decided, all right, I'm going to go back on Instagram and I'm going to learn this thing. I'm going to apply this thing, because when you really kind of understand Instagram, it really actually makes it fun to find people that are like you and to interact with people that are like you. So with the hashtags, you have to, I put in here 5 points. So you make a list of everything that describes you, like who you are, where do you like to go, the places you like to shop, the TV shows that you like to watch, the food that you like to eat most of, the kids things, kids extracurricular activities that you're involved in, what your husband does for a living, if you're an Army wife or a veteran wife, or, whatever makes up you. And that's kind of what your avatar is. That's kind of who your niche market is, because you want to find people that you would want to sit at a dinner table with and have a double date with if you're married, or you would want to meet somebody that you guys could maybe, your kids are going to play soccer one day, because you have that common interest, or you want to communicate with people that maybe have a love for paleo eating or something. You want to really figure out who you are, because that's going to be who your niche market is, right? So you make a list of everything that describes you, and then you have a clear target and niche market person who is just like you, who is your lifer, who is somebody that was going to come to your page and they're going to look at your last 5 posts and they're going to decide whether they want to follow you or not based upon the content that you're putting out there. And if you're sharing yourself and you're creating these certain hashtags to tag your photo with, then people that are using those same hashtags are going to see your post. I choose not to have the general clean eating, motivation Monday, fitness, blah, 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 blah. And I'm going to show you why, but it's because so many people are using them. If you were to go search that hashtag, if you put in Transformation Tuesday, there's probably going to be like over 2 million people. That's too broad of a hashtag. That's too big, because your post is just going to get lost. It's too big. So you want to narrow in some of your interest, right? So for instance, today I kind of did some research and I came up with hang on.
You leave the slide on?
No, it's fine. Thank you.
So I was kind of just looking on people's on their profiles, kind of looking at what they were hashtagging people that I liked their profile. We had some things in common, and I would go and I would search it. So I searched worship time because I'm a worshiper. I like to be in church. You know, I want to attract those kinds of like-minded people. So I searched worship time, and I think there was like probably 4,000 to 5,000 posts of that hashtag, which is a good number. You don't want it to be like in the like 100,000s, but if it's that little, then you can actually go to these people's profiles and search that hashtag. And I'll show you, I'll do a screen share of my phone what I'm talking about at the end. But so you can have up to 30 hashtags. Now you can post maybe 1 or 2 in the actual post, but then you want to put a comment underneath your post as soon as you post it with your hashtags. And what this does is it brings traction to your page. There's a post on there, so it's going to show up. It's going to show up. It's going to show up in the explore page of a relevant post, something that was just posted. So you already have 1 comment on there. You'll probably get a few likes, and you do this consistently. Now, you want to change these every so often. You want to change your hashtags to fit where you're at in life. So I have a relationship now, which I didn't have before. So one of my hashtags before was single life. Well, I'm not single anymore. So I don't want to attract those people. So now I'm trying to attract people that are like me, where I'm at right now in my life. So it takes a little bit of time. But once you have your ones, then you can save it to a note, which is what I did on my phone. And every time I make a post, I can go in there and just post these specific hashtags. So do a little bit of research, get your avatar, figure out who you're talking to, and create your list of 30 for your hashtags. So what happens now when you're trying to find your lifer and you have these hashtags and you're finding people's or pages that you like, I would suggest doing, if you can just do 5 a day. You all know that if you do 20 a day, that's going to increase your productivity, that's going to increase your client base, it's going to increase people that eyes are on you. But at the very minimum, you should be putting at least 5 people into your contact list. And I'm going to show you how to do that with the CRM thing and all that. But the explore page kind of it does the generating for you. So you can literally click on the explore page, and based on the people that you're already following, based on your, I think hashtags, I'm not sure, but I think it's just based on the people that you're following, it's going to bring up other people with the common interests. So like if you go to my explore page, all you see is like health and fitness stuff. Trevor, because all he posts about is hunting and all his hashtags are hunt for life and blah, blah, blah. You go to his explore tab, it's all hunting and fishing and that kind of stuff. So it's kind of cool that it generates it for you, kind of does your busy work for you. So if you see a photo that kind of stands out on that, obviously we're not trying to find other Beachbody coaches, which I find that a lot of my profile is other coaches and fitness people, but there are some mix of people in there that do fit my avatar. So it's kind of cool. Do you guys have any questions? I can't see the chat, but unmute yourself at any time if you want to.
I have a question.
Okay.
Because you know how you said put the hashtag in the comments?
Mm-hmm.
I thought that you did that like ... and then all the way down you put your hashtags, or are you waiting and putting those hashtags in the comments?
You want to put them in the comments because if you ever want to reuse
Like that.
Cal, you can do either.
Yeah.
You can do either. It doesn't have to be one or the other.
Oh.
Well, they say to only do, because you don't want people to see in your original post a million hashtags, because it just looks kind of, I wouldn't say salesy, but it just looks, if it's in the comments, they say that it just looks better and more professional. And the reason why you put the ... is because they don't see a flood of hashtags as soon as they go to the comments or even right under your post. It just looks cleaner. It doesn't look.
I'm still confused.
Huh?
I'm still confused. Imagine that. But like, seriously, like when I'm looking at like Allie's on Instagram, her hashtags are not in the comment.
Yeah, they don't.
I'm just
Okay,
going
so-
off of what I learned from the Instagram Academy
Show me
and
yours.
what I've been.
But
I've
is
been
that what yours are like, Kelly?
what?
Is that what yours are like? They're in the comment?
Yeah, I'll show you.
Hold the phone up to the camera.
So what
I can't see it.
what I found, not to hijack your call. What I found is Kelly is definitely right. It does look cleaner and more normal looking. Doesn't look like you're promoting something if you just put it in the comments versus in your actual body of your post. However, what I found is that when I post it within the body of the post, I get much more interaction, much more people liking and commenting versus if I put those hashtags in my comments, which is why I just put them in the body of the post. So either way technically works, but Kelly's totally right. Like the whole thing looks better in general if you put it in the comments. And then if you put it in the comments, you also have the opportunity to delete them and then re-put new hashtags in there later
And
to
that's
get
the point. That's the point that it makes a difference, is what Allie just said, because you can go back later and erase those, add new ones, and now it pops up in a new top newsfeed for relevant for that hashtag right now in your life. So you can
which
read,
is
huh?
sorry. I said, which is essentially equivalent to going to an old picture on Facebook and commenting or commenting again, if you want some kind of equivalency.
Right, right. So here's my post, but in my comments is where you see the hashtags. Does that make sense, Alex? Okay. All right.
So you post the post and then you go back and put your hashtags in your comment?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Like you post a post and then you click on the little comment box and then you paste your hashtags. All right. So now how you can find your 15, your 10, 5, 10, 15, however many you are setting for yourself in that day of your vital behaviors, of how many people you're going to add into your customer base that you want to now get to know, form, talk to, whatever. Now what you can do is, say I find a person's profile that I like. I can go to people that are commenting on their stuff, look at their pages. I can go to the people that follow them, just I go through their people that follow them, find 5, 10 people, whatever. It's so easy because it's all like-minded people. And so you can add your 20 or however many you're putting in a day super fast doing it this way. By just, find a page that you like, someone that relates to you, your avatar, your lifer, see who follows them, and then create your list, however many your list is in a day, in no time. When you get that list and you say you add the 5 people, you write them down, or hopefully you're going to start using CRM. I'll show you that. You want to like the last, say, 5 posts, and then you want to leave a standout comment on the first or second one. It's something that either a compliment or a standout comment, just like you would on Facebook, how we talk about doing that, but now you're doing it on Instagram. And so if you want it to stand out, you don't want it to be like, oh, love your profile. Like, you want it to be like, girl, like, your post really stuck out to me because of blah, 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 or your pictures are amazing. Like, ask them a question or see if they respond or something like that. You want them to get their eyes on your page. So they like you, you like them. Now, like, they like your page, and so now you can start forming them. And so that's kind of what our second slide is forming and what forming means. Now, some of you may have heard this, some of you haven't. But starting our Team Cup little group, I realized that new people don't know what forming is. So they're like, I don't know what to say to people, or I don't know how to start a conversation, or I don't know. I'm just like, I think sometimes we overthink. We get this analysis paralysis when we're trying to talk with people. And I'm an extrovert, so I love to talk to people. I love to meet people. I want to know you. I want to know about you. I want to know about your family. I want to know about your life. So for me, it's easy, but I understand as new coaches, and if you are an introvert maybe, or you're just not a big communicator, people person, like you have to sharpen those skills, and using the forming technique gives you ins to talk with people and questions to ask. So the F stands for family, friends, or commonality. So you have kids that are the same age. Hey, I noticed that you posted, there's something about your kids, and that's so awesome. My kid does the same thing. Like, your family's so adorable. Or, whatever that you can ask them about their family, or about, hey, if you have some friends in common, be like, hey, I see we have some friends in common. Like, how do you know this person? Or have we met before? Or any common ground that you can connect with somebody in that F is your initial sending them a message. So recently, since I've been using Instagram way more, I've been following people that are maybe in Army wives because Trevor's Army, or people that maybe just got married, or people that are kind of into health and fitness, but I know that they're not doing like a program. They're just kind of doing it on their own. And I'll send them a message. I'll be like, oh my gosh, great transformation. Or, I see that you just got married. How exciting. Congratulations. Love looks good on you, or something like that. Like, how long have you been into health and fitness, or how long were you engaged, or I don't know, just something to where I can just connect with that person, ask them the question so that they would respond to me. Then the conversation kind of progresses. I'll check back in a couple of days. Occupation. Well, what is it that you do outside health and fitness? Or what is it that you do, for fun or for hobbies? So O is for occupation. The R is for recreation, family time, or vacations. So what are they doing on their off time? What are their interests? And you can usually tell by some of their posts. They like to travel. They like to go to the beach, or they like to, you can, if those are things that you like to do, which you would probably be talking to somebody who fits your avatar, you could talk about that. Oh, I just went on a cruise to the Bahamas and it was great. Like, I see you just went here. Isn't traveling awesome? Or whatever. You can connect with them with recreation, family time, or vacations. Then obviously, and what I've been finding too with these cold market people is that they're going to ask you what you do and what you're into and what you like to do, because that's just naturally how conversations go. Like, I want you to think like, yeah, we are on social media, but I want you to just kind of take that stress like off of yourself and stop overthinking it, and just think like, if I were to meet you in person at a park, or at your, kids after school function, or parent teacher conference, or whatever, like, what would you naturally say to people? I want you to just naturally, like, hey, like, just what you would naturally say to somebody. And that's just how it is on social media too. So just stop overthinking it. Use this forming technique, guide yourself through this. Then when you get to the message, which is the M part, that's when you're inviting. That's when you're saying, hey, you know what? I thought about you, random question, but I have this online accountability group. We have fun getting healthy and fit. Do you have some goals that you're working on in 2017, or know of anybody that could use extra accountability or motivation? Our team is on a mission to help as many women as we can this year build confidence and security within themselves. That kind of an invite, and that kind of it's not icky, it's not salesy. You're just saying, hey, this is my mission. This is my heart, is to help women feel confident, healthy, and fit. Is this something that you have some goals that you want to reach or whatever? So after you've formed them, you can personalize that invite saying, hey, I noticed that you posted the other day, and I did this to this girl. She didn't accept it, but I did it. She posted that she wanted some healthy recipes for lunch. She's lost 60 pounds in the last, 6 months or whatever. And she wanted to go talk to a personal trainer at her club membership. She's just belongs to a club and they have a gym there. She wanted to go talk to this person one time, a guy at that one time, to get whether she needed to lose weight or gain muscle. And I'm like, isn't that something that like you should decide that you want? Do you want to lose more weight or do you want to gain muscle? My point is that I saw the post and it was kind of like my aunt. Hey, I saw that. I said, that's exactly what we do in our accountability groups. We talk about food. You're going to meet other people that are like in the same, she's a teacher. I said, there's other teachers in our groups, you know, you can learn. And she was a picky eater. At the end, she still said no, but she's now going to be watching. She's now going to be seeing about my post and this and that. So when you get to the M part, this is where having that strong confidence in what you have to offer and what your mission is. This is something that I gave my little Team Cup group a little homework assignment. And I told them, have a mission statement for the month of February. What is it that you're trying to do? I know for me, my first quarter goal, something that I look at every day is I want to help 5 people each month lose 5 to 15 pounds. That's what my goal is every month for the first quarter. So that's what I'm stating in my mission statement when I'm inviting them. Hey, this is my goal, or this is what I'm doing. I'm looking for people that need to lose 10 to 15 pounds. We have fun in our accountability groups. Is this something that you're interested in? So having that clear vision and having that clear message, it makes communicating easier because you're clear on what you're going to offer these people. And that confidence is attractive. People are attracted to that. What are you laughing at, Al? Okay. Do you have something you want to say? Okay. Does all that make sense? Is that helpful for you guys? I can't see. All right. So I think I did have a third one. Oh, the woo-foo forms. That's what I wanted to say. So I know I was talking with this to Veronica, but if you guys aren't using woo-foo forms, that might be a good thing for you to cut back on the communication time. If somebody reaches out and they want to know what is it that you do, you can send them a woo-foo form. I can share with you mine. I'm sure Alex has one. I know Allie has one. And it really gives you an idea of, you can ask a lot of, questions to narrow down what these people are looking for. If they've ever heard of Beachbody, if they own a Beachbody program, did they complete a Beachbody program? How much time do they have to spend? Like, you can really customize to really cut down on the back and forth. And then when you go to communicate with that person after reading their form, you can really specifically talk to their specific needs, come up with a plan, tell them what you do. This is what we can address. So I find that woo-foo forms are really helpful. I don't use them all the time, but I do use them sometimes, and it does make things a lot easier. And then videos. I was just telling Allie the other day, because now that I'm kind of through my warm market, so people that know me kind of know what I've been doing for a long time. But now that I'm kind of into this Instagram thing where people don't know me, and I'm kind of saying, hey, like, have you ever thought about turning your passion for health and fitness or your transformation into an at-home thriving business? And they're like, that sounds awesome. Like, well, what is it? So I thought, you know what, maybe I should make a video that explains everything kind of in one little video. And this will get you guys kind of outside your comfort zone a little bit, but you can be like, hey, I have a video that kind of explains what I do, my story, and make it like 8 minutes, 10 at the most, because that's kind of a little long, but really condense your story, your mission, what it is that we do as a coach, what our challenge groups are about, and how the coaching opportunity has changed your life, whatever it's done for you. So that is kind of my goal right now. I do have one that I send leads, but this is kind of different. This is going to take like what I'm finding the most top questions that people are asking me. Well, what is it? Like, I don't want to sell things is a thing that I'm getting a lot. I don't want to be a salesperson. Well, good, because that's not what we are. I think people have a really misconception And this is because there are icky, sticky network marketers that are doing things the wrong way, that are just blasting people with salesy messages. Allie shares with me all the time the stuff that she gets. She has the most amazing responses. I'm like, I wish that I could say some of those things sometimes, but not that she's being mean or anything, but she definitely is like in loving to the point, like, get a grip on yourself kind of like response, you know, because that's what makes people, that's what gives sale network marketing a bad rep. And if you do it the right way, with the right heart intent, with making everything that you do about that person and getting to know them, it's not icky and sticky and salesy. So I would suggest, even if you are talking to people on Facebook and that's your only means of communicating, like, take the number one objections, take the number one or number two, three, whatever, most highly asked questions that people have, and make a video. Shoot them a video. And this is so cool because it shows that you're confident. It shows that you're bold. It cuts back on the time, especially for you guys who have kids and you're having families and, you know, you don't have a lot of time. This cuts on all that time. So I would suggest you think a little outside the box and make a couple of videos. That is kind of all I had for the screen share. Actually, I'm going to screen share again so I can show you. Does anybody have any questions? Is there anything in the chats going on?
I wanted to add that, you know, about the time thing too, like, because I feel like sometimes coaches get stuck on that, like the going back and forth, just like Cal said, like it can get very like, time consuming. I know for most of like our team, we are moms. So that is like such a great idea to make a video. Or a lot of the times I will do, like, I'm busy. I live in my car. So I do invites through Messenger, voice messenger a lot. And I get a better response with them than typing because my grammar and spelling sucks. So I feel like sometimes when I write, people are like, this chick needs like a spelling class. But if I, you know, that's where you have to focus on your strengths. Clay, everyone can see you in your underwear.
Sweet.
Sorry, guys. Oh man, you look good though, honey. So anywho, call me up. I was like, please. Oh yeah, so they can hear my like passion and my conviction in my voice. So find your, like, I think that is
Sweet
really
spot.
a big idea to, you have to start learning your strengths. That comes from personal development and using that for things like that. My first thing once we're like that in a conversation with people is to schedule a phone call. Like, I love to be on the phone. It's what works for me. I have the best kickback from that, but you know, that might not be your thing, but really find your thing. And like Kelly said, have in mind the time and all that good stuff when you're doing that.
You also have to remember that, because there are a lot of people, like I was talking to another coach today, where a lot of people are like me. I was not a hard sale. I was not somebody who really need a lot of guidance. Like, she told me what she did. I was ready from the start. I wasn't one where she had to really, like, I'm an all or nothing kind of a person. So you have to understand though, even if you were that person, you have to understand that conversations take time, and you have to allow that time and not overload people with so much information right off the bat. I think what happens is we get so excited and we start thinking about like, oh, this could be a challenge pack. And like, you know what I mean? And then we turn the focus back on us, because yes, we do have goals that we want to reach. And yes, we do have challenge groups that we want to get filled and we want to change people's lives. But at the end of the conversation, at the end of the day, you've got to meet that person where they're at right now. So conversations could take a little longer. Like, I'm finding that they're taking a good month to 2 months. That's why it's so important to add people in every day, start new conversations every day, because the time frame from start to finish of that person actually saying yes is usually 4 to 6 weeks. So understand that. but make the very use of your time when you're focusing on your power hour and you're getting into your messages. Like, think about where you're at right now in this message. Think about, if you don't know what to say, ask a question, like, and just allow that person to open up and build that trust, and always make it about them. It's not about you. It's always about them, what their goals are. Dig a little deeper. Think about you being a problem solver. And you can't offer a challenge pack. You can't offer an accountability group if you don't know why you're offering it to them. If you're not saying, okay, you told me this, you told me that, now this is what I'm going to offer you to accommodate this, to talk about this, because you said this, right? So I want to kind of get away, not away from that.
I think too, what Kelly's saying, like, what's important is, this isn't to be negative, but I remember that Josh guy at the end of the year call said, and this just really stuck with me. So that's why I'm sharing it, is because, you know, we say like push and it's never over, and the end of the month you should. Here's the thing with that though, that will work for follow-ups, but you don't want to scare off a brand new person trying to make a sale. And that's not who we want to be anyway, right? So he was saying how if you're at that point, like, it's already a loss, because now you're focused on, you know, the wrong thing. And our heart intent should be a daily, consistent behaviors. And so that's why all those invites and all those conversations and all those behaviors every day, that's what's building that trust, and that's what's building that consistency. Just trying to go in there quick and like get someone, it will never, and that's not, you know, none of us want to be like that anyway. So it takes a while, and so it should, because we're not sales, right? We're not giving somebody mascara. We're literally saying, I want to help you for the rest, especially if it's Beachbody On Demand. We're saying we want to help you for an entire year. Someone has to really trust you. And with your cold market, that's going to take time. And so showing up every single day, that's what you're doing. You're building that relationship every single day.
Yes, because we're life changers. We're not product pushers. We're not product pushers. I hate when, yeah. Okay, so I want to talk about this whole CRM thing, because that's kind of the meat of our call. Okay, so what is CRM? CRM is basically a sales funnel. I hate to use the word sales, but it's a way to take your contacts, get them into an organization method, to where basically CRM, when you check in every day, it tells you each day. Now, don't mind, I have these people I just have to take out because they're not really people that I'm talking to. But every day when you check into CRM, it's going to tell you who you're going to talk to and the action steps you're going to take. So you can take all of your Facebook contacts and upload them. I paid somebody to do it because I'm stupid, but Allie didn't. And there's a way that you can import all of your Facebook contacts. I don't think you can import Instagram, but you can import all your Facebook ones. So after you import them, what you do is you go into, I can show you how to do this, but
I have a training video on how to import your contacts.
okay. So basically what you're doing is you're creating an action step. I mean, I have so many action steps. You go in here and you create them. So like number one, where is number one? Number one, like, comment on their page. As soon as I add a contact into my stream, I go to that contact and I say, like, comment, and it says 4 days. So basically what that means is I put a new contact in 4 days. I told CRM to remind me on that day, go to this person's page and like and comment. So when that comes up, I click done, and then I tell it what I want it to do next. So I'm going to go to number 2. And in 4 days, it's going to come up and say, like, comment, and message this person. So in 4 days, I'm going to go back to that person's page. I'm going to like some of their stuff, and I'm going to comment, and I'm going to send them a message. Then I'm going to push number 3. So in 4 more days, I'm going to like, comment, and check my message history for that person. And then I'm going to click done. Does that all make sense? So you can have whatever system you want, but usually by 2 weeks, they're getting an invite to something. Because I've now every 4 days have checked in with them. I've sent them a message. Now it doesn't always work to where they actually saw the message, or you know what I mean? So I'll go back and I'll just stay on number 2 if I need to stay on number 2. You know what I mean? If I need to stay on number 1, if they're not posting a lot on their Instagram or whatever, then there's nothing for me to comment on. You know what I mean? So, but this is just a way where you can keep everything organized. You can check into your CRM. It's going to be a little overwhelming at first.
Oh my God. It makes me want to fly out this window onto moving vehicles.
No, it's literally like I can screenshot this for you. And it literally like all you do, Alex, say you want to create a new funnel, whatever the last one that you created. Like I have coach check-ins, I have GSR calls. So you could plug your coaches in here. You can plug in new. I
But
know.
why do you need to be reminded to do some of these things?
Because when you're talking to a lot of people, and it's like pen and paper. Like, how are you supposed to remember who to talk to, who you have conversations with, who you're trying to form, who you're building relationships with, right?
How do you do that now, Alex? So
Yeah.
every single person that you add, you know when they've accepted your friend request, you know when to like their comment on their stuff, you know when to invite them, you know when to follow up with them. All in your brain. No wonder you're freaking crazy. Because the average person can't do that.
No. And I personally, and
Well,
now
it's not, it's not perfect, but
This is taking that
and streamlining it.
all that crap out of your brain so you can then use your time to have more time to have more efficient trainings, have more one-on-ones with coaches, talk to more people, because you have a system telling you when to like your stuff, when to comment, when to follow up, when to invite. It takes all that thinking out of it. Once you get it set up and their name's in there, you assign them a task. It tells you to do it in 2 days. 3 days, you do it in 2 days and you move on. You do your step and you move on.
Exactly.
yeah.
And it just makes it to where you're not wasting time going through your messages on Facebook, because now we don't have unread messages. You have to actually go through. So it just streamlines all the stuff going on in your head. And
Well, I don't keep everything in my head, just so my team doesn't think that. I write it down. It's pen and paper. Like, if I'm talking to someone, I write down their name. I write down what we're talking about.
in here, you can actually, for each contact, you can go in and write a note. Every time you talk to them, you can write a note. Hey, I sent this person a message. If I'm stuck on 3 and they haven't seen the message, I'll write a little note. They still haven't seen my message. I post on people's pages, hey, you know what? I sent you a PM. I don't know if you know that Instagram does direct messages, but check it out. And I tell people, go check out the message I sent you.
Alex does it. I've seen her board. You have like people that you follow up with. You do pen and paper. It's this is probably easier because you just type something in, but it's the same thing we used to do back in the day when you would print your friends list. Like I would have everything in alphabetical, and then when we keep a follow-up list, then when we keep a potential coach list.
This is
all
I have the
paper.
next month. I have potential coach list. I have like their personality. I mean, I write it all down.
Can I ask you something? So what about all the in-between people? All the people that you don't necessarily have a yes or a no, or they're not really in any list. What do you do?
They're still in the list, because if they've ignored me, they get it. I have ignore beside their name.
So you must have like 15 pages for coach potentials, and
yes, that's exactly what you have. Yeah.
That's not efficient to me. And to me, that's craziness. That's crazy.
No, it's definitely not. That's not what I was trying to say. I was trying to point out to Alex, that she
Where
did
she
have
has it. I got you.
it was just pen and paper.
Yeah,
Like it
it's
wasn't all up in her head because I've seen her books and I've
Well,
seen
I
her
think you
board.
have to, this is awesome, and I'm not saying, but I think you still have to always do what's going to work for you. If something that works for someone else actually takes more time for you, then don't feel like you have to do it, you know?
No, it's
No,
not.
I totally get this. Like I think this is amazing. I just didn't. I knew Alex had a method, and it was pen and paper. Is all I'm saying.
And I am telling you right now, this is total emerald personality stuff right here.
Yeah.
I am not emerald, and neither
Mhm.
is Allie. We are not emerald, but
I gotta be if I want to make this. This is how I got Success Club 18 last month. That's how I have Success Club 26 right this second. I would not have been able to do this without this system right here because I can't. I'm sorry. I have all these pieces of paper that just when I was writing them down, I didn't look at them. I did not. Even when I had lists of coach potentials, I'd look at them once a month and that would be it. Or challenge group potentials, and that's not enough because it doesn't have all those in between action steps for me. So yeah, I had lists of coach potentials, but that didn't remind me to go and like and comment their stuff and follow up with them. And you know what I mean? Like those things only work if you're consistently checking those lists.
and being
I
super
wasn't.
and being present in that person's feed and like commenting, and they see you and then they're looking at you, and like it just prevents people from getting slipped through the cracks.
Yeah, there's nobody slipping through these cracks over here. I can tell you.
And
And honestly, go ahead.
I was
Sorry.
finding almost 4 years into this that pen and paper was only getting me so far. And if I'm thinking big and we really want to help a lot of people and I'm like taking this to the next level, this is next level, but simplified
Mhm.
and easier. And once you get it set up and you get used to it, it takes, like I said, it took me a good month to get into the swing of things. But now it's like, it makes it exciting. I don't dread, I'm just being real. Like I don't dread my power hour and I don't put it off because this makes it exciting because people are commenting and I'm getting to know them. And it's like, I'm really actually developing relationships with people, which is what we should be doing. But this is like keeping it in a timely manner and a methodical manner and a organized manner. Because what I was doing before was just kind of organized chaos.
It's a lot. It's super helpful for Instagram too, and the fact that what you do on Instagram, you're still ultimately forming with people on Instagram, but it's in a totally different way and totally different timeline. So you're not gonna, if you didn't originally build your business on Instagram, you're kind of lost when it comes to that. So trying something new, it's really important to be reminded, oh crap, I liked and commented their stuff the other day and now I don't see them because I'm still building a relationship and it's Instagram. And it's not like you get reminded of their face like you do on Facebook. You know, you're like, oh yeah, I haven't talked to her in 2 weeks and I knew she wanted to potentially join. I probably should go follow up with her. It's not like that on Instagram. Whereas with this, you get a reminder, like there's no way that you're missing anything or anybody. Like I can tell you too, not even including Instagram, I'm like at least 20 invites a day, guaranteed, not including Instagram. Because of the system. And before, yeah, I was getting 20 invites someday, but they weren't like legitimate invites. They were random ass people that I was cold inviting. Now these are genuine invites with people that I formed and spent time with because of this system. So your system works and you're able to take what you're doing and multiply it and it still works. Or it just works with whatever you want to do now, that's fine. But it wasn't for me, and I found that it wasn't really for my team either. So
Can you post a training video? Because pretty much you just upload all of your Facebook on here through that training video you're talking about, and then you just start doing stuff like this, the funnel, right?
You create your you go to your settings and then you create your sales actions. And you basically just start with,
Did you kind of get this from that challenge, that that like page training? Because isn't there another one that starts with an A that is similar to this where you can upload
There's
things?
Asana, there's Teams.
Is this easier than Asana? Because I tried Asana before, but I didn't find it very user friendly. You know what I mean? Like I didn't know how to upload everyone. Like I was manually having to do it and it kind of sucked.
I had all my contacts. I paid someone to do it, and I don't know. I guess I just at the point thought that I could handle it my way. And then after a while, I was just like, I need to become organized, and I need to have a system, because following top coaches and getting into these like push groups and seeing what they do, they all have some sort of system like this. They all use something like this. That's how they're able to really connect with people and stay focused in their power hour and get in, get out, and get it done.
Yeah.
For me, I was all over the place, and I was just taking what was supposed to be done in a short amount of time, and it was taking me way long because I'm so like, oh, and I got to do this. Oh, wait, but I'm over here on this social media. Oh, wait, but I want to work on my Instagram this. And you know what I mean? Like, and you're just like, with this, it's just like, you do your laser focus, building relationships and inviting, and it's like, it just simplifies it. It just tells you what you need to do. And
with
if
every single person, it tells you where you are in your forming, invite, follow-up process. And so it just takes all the confusion, question out of it.
Is it free? Last question.
$12 per month.
It's $12 a month.
Okay.
Teamsy is like $35 a month. This is super uber cheap.
Yeah.
Like dumb cheap. Like that's.
And I honestly do feel that it's very user friendly. I mean,
Once you get uploaded.
Once you get all your stuff in there and you add a contact, I mean, all you do is assign that contact. Okay, so let's go to contacts.
I don't even use that tab.
So say I want to add a new contact. I met Sally May, and she's on Instagram. So I put IG. I go down here and I just put prospect. And
You don't even have to do any of that.
You don't even have to do that. You don't even have to do that. I'm going to put number one. I'm going to go down to number one, like, comment. It says right here, today is the 24th. On the 28th, it's going to say, on the day 28, you're going to contact Sally Mae and you're going to like a couple of her posts.
Wow.
Okay, so you have to train it to do that. You have to put in the same functions to tell it. Once you're set up though, you just tell it where you want it to go. But once you put in, hey, the first action step, number 1, I want to do in 4 days, and this is what I want to do.
Right here.
Then it'll automatically.
See how it says like and comment on their page? I set this up as number 1, and 4 days from me putting that contact in, that's I set it to 4 days. That makes sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So then when you log into your...
Did you make these all up, all the things?
Laura Mendenhall did a bombshell team call, and she presented this. She
use the same ones?
She gave screenshots of what she used, and I made them my own, added what I needed. You know what I mean? You can customize whatever you need. I can screenshot this and share it with you guys.
Yeah, do that.
So basically you just go into your action stream every day. Now I need to take all these out because of whatever, but
how do you take them out?
Just delete them. But so like tomorrow, see how it says January 25th? These are the people that I'm going to comment, and it's going to tell me where I'm at. This girl, I like and comment, check my messages. I'm going to invite this one to the coach opportunity. So it's just like, it's so awesome to stay super efficient with your time and your intentions, and just...
I have a training on how to upload all your stuff and set your sales functions and all that kind of stuff. So I will pass that on.
That would be really, really good.
Mm-hmm. So I can watch it like 8 times.
Don't worry, I'll help you out. We'll do this together.
You get a free 3-week training. So, but I wouldn't.
$12 a month though. That's like a no-brainer.
Yeah.
So, well, give it a try for 3 weeks. If you like it, awesome. If you don't, you didn't.
Do what works for you, but it definitely
Do
has.
you guys use it every day?
I use it every day.
You do?
And there's an app, so
Yep, there's
There's
an
an app for it.
app that you can download, and you can pretty much do
Allie, do you work a lot from your phone?
yeah.
Yeah, I just can't.
I mean, the CRM is easier from the regular computer, but I like having that ability.
When you make the wording bigger, I can work more from my phone.
I hate it. I don't know.
I found that this has helped me, and I know that it's helped Allie. Like she said, she's hit crazy Success Club numbers. And it's because you're being consistent and you're being told what to do, and nobody's slipping through the cracks. You can be laser focused. All your notes are right there. Everything you need to know about that person is just right there, and you can get in.
You guys are really bumming out my laminated, work from list. I was doing pretty well with just that right
You
there.
are doing well, but just think of how much more efficient you could be by having a system.
No, like I have a binder. It's like
I'm
Allie
listening,
said,
Scotty
it's a
Hobbs,
20-page binder.
It's not efficient. You have no idea where anyone is.
We're such a hot mess, Alex and I, anyway.
I'm not a hot mess. And I will say right now, just to defend myself, Scotty Hobbs still uses pen and paper. He just said it on a call very recently. And so
I don't want to use pen and paper. I do, but I'm totally.
I'm just want everyone to know you can try things. You have to sometimes find your own way. Even if this doesn't work, maybe there's another system. Don't feel like, I just don't want any, especially new coach, to feel like if something's not working for you, because I was that new coach, you're like, I guess this business isn't for me because I don't know how to do that. No, do not think that way. You just have to find a different way, your own way. Okay.
You do, however, need some kind of consistent way of tracking people. Though.
Yes.
You.
Yes.
And know that if you're struggling with Success Club, or you're like me, I'm so limited on time. Like I feel like this is going to take me a little bit to set up, but it's kind of like, boom, it's there, do it, get it done. So it's like, if I do find myself struggling sometimes.
Everyone's limited on time.
Yeah. But I feel like with this though, it takes the guesswork out. I know what part of forming I'm on, and just at that same thing, do what works for you. But if what you're doing, you don't feel like is giving you the results you need.
Right.
I'm all down for trying it. Kind of excited.
Yeah, me too.
Make sure before you go in to try to upload everything, make sure you download your Facebook data, because that can take up to 24 hours to get. So before you sign up for your free trial, go into Facebook and download the data. And I can tell you how to do that right this second. So is
it kind of like similar to when you download it to print your friends list?
Yeah, it's the exact same thing, but I'll just tell you.
I don't remember how to
you
do that.
saved it to like an Excel CVX file or something like that, right?
Right. My training includes that, but it doesn't include how to where to go to get the file. So from you're on Facebook, you're on a computer, and the little arrow in the corner has a drop down menu. You hit settings.
Now, this may be a dumb question, but someone else may have it, so I'll just take the plunge. Is it like you just pull up CRM, like www. and you
one page CRM.com.
I put it in the comments.
You did?
Allie, does your video talk about how to set up the sales funnel?
It talks about how to set up the sales funnel, yes.
Okay.
It doesn't have all the new ones in there, no, but you can, I'll probably just screenshot what we have and then share what we have. But back to the download the Facebook data, you do that little arrow next to the lock, and then it has a drop down menu, and then you hit settings, and then it has general account settings, and right underneath temperature, it'll say download a copy of your Facebook data. You just click it, and then it should say start my archive. Then you put your password in, submit, and then it should email you when it's done. But if you haven't gotten an email, after a couple hours, just go back in, do the same thing, and then it'll have you put your password in again, and then you can just click it and it'll download it to your computer, and then my training picks up from there.
And if you forget that, you can go on YouTube and watch a video. I remember
Yeah,
doing that.
super simple, super simple.
Does anybody have any concerns or questions, or did you
I have
find
so many concerns, but I'm gonna keep
find this helpful, or do you feel like it's? When I heard it, I was like, "Oh my gosh, this is
I
like."
have concerns that this whole call saw Clay in his underwear is my largest concern.
We're used to that. It's like the 4th time I've seen him.
Who is that, Monica?
So,
Thank you,
what
Allie, for all your input too.
yeah, sorry to like bomb your call, because
I'm not.
No, I think it's great, like, because you're using it, and so you can say from experience of how it's helping you. You know.
yeah, you like how I pretty much was like, yeah, I'm using one-page CRM, and you need to use it too, and now you do.
Allie, I'm just saying, if you ever want to do a training video for your team and you want to share it with people, I'm okay with that.
Oh, I did, and I posted it in One Love a couple of times. I'm pretty sure.
But did you make one for this specific program?
Yeah.
Oh, can we have it?
Yeah,
Okay.
I've only covered that like 3 times out, but sure.
Oh, really? Okay, sorry, I must have missed that.
No
Sorry.
problem. I can share
Guys,
that.
I have like eaten in like 7 days.
Go eat.
Yeah, go eat. I gotta find that video now.
So
Awesome, guys. Well, thank you so much. I know that this is overwhelming, but I can promise you that if you commit to it and get your thing all set up, it really doesn't take that a lot of time. Get your hashtags. Be a little
come
bold.
down here again, Kelly, and do it for me.
You want me to
Oh,
drive?
you know what I wanted to add was, if you're not in a consistent flow of tracking anything right now, you probably should do that before you try to do one-page CRM. Get in a consistent flow of tracking who you're talking to on a regular basis. Get in the flow of, making sure, from what I do is I add someone. I don't keep track of who I add anymore because my method doesn't start until I see that they've accepted. So once I see that they accept, which I check every day, then they're on my list to the next day, like their stuff. 2 days later, I go and comment on some of their stuff. 2 days later, I go and comment some more or try to initiate a conversation, and then form and invite and so on.
I'm glad Allie mentioned that, because that's the thing. Like, if you're on this call and you're like, maybe you want to start with just getting a grip of, who you've been talking to or who you've been commenting with, and start there, because you definitely have to find a system if you don't want to like jump to this. I mean,
That's kind of what I wanted to say, what I was doing before I did CRM.
that's what I do.
I got a 5-star notebook. So it's got 5 dividers in it. Each divider was, okay, challenger potentials. Is one section. And then one section was coach potentials. Then one section would be free groups, right? So see, I had like challenger potentials, right? I would highlight the ones that I sold a challenge pack to. Green were people that I sold links to. And this was just for 1 month of January. All the people that don't have a cross or a highlight, I would turn around. February. I would transfer all of them to this. This was my February list. That's how I've been doing things. And I would just transfer them over. See, each month. This was what I was doing.
That's all I do too.
If this works for you,
And it works.
fine. And it does work. And it does keep you focused. But
There's the
as I'm now 3.5 years in, and I'm getting on different social medias where I'm not just on one, like it gets to be a little confusing and overwhelming. And that's when people start falling through the cracks. And that's when I find that my time is not being efficient. But this works. This does work. So I like, find something that works.
I just want to tell you guys, when I went to leadership last year, that was Bonnie Eagle's system. And she was the number 3 coach. It was a pen and paper. It was jotting off people. So I'm just saying, like, don't feel like especially if you're a new coach. I mean, you can jump right to this. And if you're that kind of personality, especially like an emerald personality, polar opposite of me, you can do this from the start, right, guys? Like even if you don't have a huge base right now, and that to me, that's ideal. I mean, if you can start this way, start that with the CRM and be organized. But if you feel like what you're doing right now is working, or you want to just start being more consistent, you can start like a process like that, and it's still gonna be really good.
Yes, I agree.
I want to be emerald personality. I'm gonna try it.
I can tell you this has been very, very difficult for me because I'm just not.
Allie, you had me at Success Club 26.
Yeah, that's all you have to say, and the whole room went,
What? What do you mean? I don't do a book.
what?
Oh, geez.
I'm gonna give you Sean for 2 weeks and see if you can still get to Success Club 26. That's all I'm gonna say.
Wait, Ember's not sleeping through the night.
I'm
again.
mailing him to Allie.
Oh.
All right, guys. Well, awesome call. I think
This call makes me want to violently rage, but I'm gonna do my best anyway. Talk to you guys later.
Okay, bye.
guys. Bye.